Baby, I am not gonna lie. It was a struggle, baby. We ain't got much time, so I'm gonna get right into the nitty gritty. I didn't even have time to paint my nails. I did my makeup as soon as I got to the library. And truth be told, I'm painting the nails right now. Anything worth fighting for might not be easy. All right. This is actually one of the outfits I wanted to wear for a Playboy boudoir session that did not happen, in case some of you follow me in detail. And that's because there were some, I had just left, had three people pass, and then he had some things going on in his family as well. Okay? It is what it is, but there are definitely more sessions in the future to plan for when we're ready. Now, I went and I had stuff all organized and printed out. Um, let's see here. I brought the stapler with me. They printed the first one. I didn't want the first one printed, and that's okay. Whatever. So what we're gonna do, because I said, well, what's the best way for me to go over everything? Because I had to, when I reprinted it and made some changes, it was no longer 31 pages. It was 57 pages. This sounds like a little Kevin Gates book. That's what this sounds like. You don't need many pages to make a book. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. All right. Okay, and that must have been at the bottom. So this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do a run through with the regular tarot. The difference between the regular tarot and the voodoo tarot, I love that I read um, a lot, read a lot. And in voodoo, the strength card is actually the lust card, which is also called the possession card. Don't let the word possession uh, scare you, okay? And then also in voodoo versus regular, I guess I should, regular tarot is they have a wild card. So the wild card, which is card 23, has Baron Samedi, Baron Leclerc, and Baron Samedi, Leclerc, Montbrigid, wife of Samedi, and the other one, let me see, they're all keepers of the cemetery, uh, plus Oya, who's guardian of the cemetery as well. Hello, my love. They're part of the Geeds. Um, Geese is spelled Ghedes. It's also you can also spell it as Gede if you want to do some research on it. Ghedes. And then yeah, I said his name. Lacroix. I said it. Baron Samedi, Baron Lacroix, and Barry Cemetery. I didn't say his name. And then I said my mom Brigitte. Now, Brigitte is also go to the threes. Also, voodoo is a lot more complex. It's not like regular cards. Uh, like you can do a basic reading off your playing cards that you get from the store. You pay spades, um, tonk and stuff with. You can do basic reading off of those because they're four suites. You've got um, your cups, your hearts for emotion. You've got your spades that cut. Those are your swords. You've got your clubs, your wands, and then you've got your diamonds, earth, tentacles. Um, and I've studied other voodoo books, but there's different levels. This book that I've been studying, I've written because I had to mentally break it down, everything that was in here. So I wrote um, 6 books just by reading this book. It's on my Amazon if you'd like to visit, or my Etsy page. Now, and it didn't take me, the regular tarot, the Patikas of Orishas took me, it didn't take long to get through. I had 2 books on it immediately as soon as I bought the deck. Um, and it wasn't nowhere near the complication of what this book was. It has the map, the interweavings of Kabbalah, Hebrew, the Seraphet, the 4 worlds, um, and Gematria. Now, they didn't do an explicit, Gematria is a form of numerology. Just a little bit more expanded. And when you talk Gematria and numerology, you're talking about the creation codes, mathematic wise, of creation. Okay, so there's 10 steps on the ladder. Mama Brigitte is not only in the wild cards for the 23rd of the deck, 23 cards of the deck, but she's also the 3 of Cups. She deals with the emotions. Congo Water, Mama Brigitte, and she's part of the 4 threes. Threes meaning 3 of wands, 3 of cups, 3 of swords, and 3 of pentacles or discs, whatever your preference is. On the tree of life, she is Bina, which happens to deal with sex and death. One of my favorite chapters in the book, of course. Because every time you come, it's like you're having a little bitty death. Yeah, the flashing brilliance of the orgasm is called little death. This is how we're going to break it down, because this is going to be long. This is going to have to be in sections. We're going to start with regular tarot, which is not as complicated. going to advance to Voodoo, and I've already got all three packages ready. And then that means you're going to have some sessions with me, okay? And then we're going to move, after we finish the Voodoo, to Gematria. Now that packet I haven't worked on yet, so we'll get to these packets, then I'll work on the Gematria package. Gematria and then Hebrew translation, so that you have some codes. All right, it is 7:24. Let's get started. I did not look like this 2 hours ago. Okay, so on his new album, Kevin Gates, he's got 19 tracks. Uh, Intro, Thuggin' featuring G Herbo, Stutter, Dying is Easy, Disappoint Me featuring Hurricane Wisdom, Stir the Pot, Factory Reset, Satellites 2, I Love This. We're going to call her a witch. I don't know how YouTube feels about some things. Featuring Akon Implies, BBO, Simon Says, featuring YK Niece, Living Out Loud. Hidden Emotions, I Am, featuring Young Boy Never Broke Again, Look Like, Bread, Suede, Hard Work, Bad Business, featuring Extra, Panama Cartel, featuring Thony Sabani, Hard 4, Part 2, Many Times, featuring Grady, and this is a compilation. He's had several albums out by this title, which I'll talk more of once we get through the meat, and then also how I started liking Kevin Gates or listening to him. I get it out the mud, yeah. Anyway, and I love that he is from, that he's from Louisiana, of course, which is where I'm from. And yeah, okay, so he just dropped an album, March 2025, called I'm Him. I love that album as well. What I had hoped to do is I had actually written a voodoo reading then. And I said, well, I'm getting stuff together. I'm about to talk about it, and I ain't got no books on them. So that's when I went and I wrote the 6 voodoo books. First book is of the Seraphet. Second book is of the 4 worlds for the Tree of Life. Third book is over the pips. We might as well just call them the pimps. No, the pips, which is the 23 cards, the major arcana. The 40 spirits, which are the 40 architects with the 4 suites from the ace to the 10, going on the Tree of Life from Malkuth to Keter, and Keter to Malkuth with the 10 spears. And then I wrote about the court cards, 16 court or temple cards. And then the last book I wrote, which is not my final book, because I've already got some lined up, of course, is Gematria. I broke down the entire major arcana and their numerology, along with the translation in Hebrew to what each was originally before it was moved from voodoo to regular tarot, before they took stuff out of it that they didn't want you to have. And then there's Petro, fire. That is your wands. And then there's Congo, that is your water. There is Rada, those are your swords. And then there is Santaria. You might be familiar with the name Santaria. Uh, and that is Earth. Those pentacles, disc. So when you move from the crown of Kether to Malkuth, you are working on bringing things into manifestation to put them on earth in monetary form, which is known as your disc, coins, or pentacles, moolah. Okay, let's see. We're going to start. The intro didn't have any words, still gutter, still street. So I started with track two. And I could have done something short that didn't have his lyrics in it, but why in the hell would I do that? So I wanted to include his lyrics, which is why this packet is so big for how it hit and how it felt, in addition to my tarot alignment for it. So, intro, I tell you, F you in your face, boy. The Emperor, upright. Authority, control, setting the tone. This intro is pure dominance. Gates walks in as the boss, no filter, no apologies. The Emperor's masculine power and structure assert themselves immediately. Verse, white jean Nikes, black Maybach, Porter Ranch, mansion shopping card, 9 of Pentacles, money, upright. Earned luxury, self-sufficiency from humble roots, jean Nikes, white tees, too high-end lifestyle, Porter Ranch, Maybach. This is material success with a grounded vibe. Gates is not flexing to impress. He's living what he's worked for. Verse 1, no sneaky links, I'm faithful now, community, no game or no gate or fence, card, death. Don't think of death as in dying, think of death as in transformation to your higher self. Upright. Transformation, inner evolution. This is where Gate reveals emotional and behavior growth. He's not the same man. Clearly not. Faithful now, smarter, still dangerous. This card is perfect for signaling a new chapter without forgetting the past. Verse, all my family stand wise. Card, King of Swords. We're in the temple now, baby. We got the King of Swords. And the highest of them, the King. Upright. Logic, discipline, clarity. This marks a pivot to intellectual and strategic energy. He's not reckless. His crew moves with wisdom. The King of Swords rules with intelligence and cold truth, fitting this calculated street wisdom. Today you'll lick, we thuggin'. Card, judgment, upright. Also known as secret societies. Accountability, reckoning, clarity. This course is all about accepting consequences and exposing fake persons. Gates demands accountability just like the judgment card demands reflection and responsibility. Verse 2, G Herbo, part 1. Up 8 figures, liquid fashion district ball for the Sixers. Card of Pentacles, upright. Wealth, mastery, high level control. Herb's voice, Herbo. And this is my first time hearing or listening to Herbo. He did exceptionally well. Financial flex. It's not just about having money, it's about understanding it. This is the self-made Mogul energy sitting in his throne. I spent $100K on my, I don't know if I could say that on YouTube. Y'all know what that word is. We're gonna, Slayers. I spend it on my Slayers. I don't know if that's a good, anyway. Still left off 50. Card, 7 of Wands, upright. Defensiveness, ready for battle. This verse reminds us that success doesn't make him soft. He's prepared, always on defense, always ready to provide. He's earned his spot. Me and Gates, we apes and gorillas. Three of Pentacles upright, brotherhood, collaboration. This line reflects deep respect and collaboration. It's tribal, cooperative, real. They built something off mutual code and survival, just like the Three of Pentacles symbolizes skilled partnership. The Devil, reversed. Power over temptation, breaking change. Both rappers show they've been in the dark, but they don't live there anymore. The Devil card is chaos energy. Yeah, chaos energy. So we reversed mastery over past demons, lust, violence, addiction to flexing, or chaos. They're free, but still remember. And that's what I loved most about the entire album. It's not, he's still street, baby, thuggin', still street, but it's matured, it's matured street. That last album, he cleaned up, he took off the jeans and the t-shirt, and ain't nothing wrong with jeans and t-shirt, and he put on the suit and tie. He's letting you know I'm not the same mentally where I used to be. But I can still get out here and I'm with it. Okay. We are going to move to, we're going to move to Stutter, honey. Oh, honey, he's funny. All right. Okay. Can't quite staple 57 pages together, can you? Anyway, I'm actually going to put this piece on Substack when I'm done with the whole thing. Um, I've already got it, the rough draft on there. Stop, don't touch me there. That is my no square. Card, the Fool. And the Fool is someone who is not full like in the Jester, like the Joker card and the normal card. Full like taking on new beginnings. Oh my. Boundary setting, readiness for new journeys, boldness, the no square line signals a strong boundary. A refusal to be crossed, the Fool represents the start of a journey, unafraid and ready to face whatever comes, even if stumbling or stuttering. It's bold and unfiltered like this intro. Well, then you know we out the gutter, certified living legend. Who they trying to be? Did I stutter? Card, the Chariot, upright, energy. Determination, control, victory through willpower. The Chariot perfectly compares the unstoppable forward motion, the drive to claim what's deserved despite obstacle or critics. The repeated stutter becomes a defiance flex here, like saying, yeah, I'm human, but I'm still winning. I got that clip on me. Stop, don't touch me there, switching swords with a button. Knight of Swords upright. Aggressive defense, quick energy, mental sharpness. The aggressiveness, protective energy fits the Knight of Swords. Swift, decisive, and not afraid to engage conflict head on. Why the do I keep stuttering? This is relearning. We're learning in progress. The moon. Mm, I was writing about the moon yesterday. Upright. Uncertainty, subconscious fears, confusion, growth through shadow work, the stuttering signals vulnerability and internal conflict. The moon reveals that beneath the bravado, there's emotional complexity, self doubt, and a process of learning and evolving. Certified living legend. Who they trying to be? Watch I get my lick back. Knight of Wands upright, leadership, vision, charisma, taking control of destiny, the King of Wands, embodied commanding energy and visionary confidence. This card represents the artist owning their power and legacy, turning pressure into unstoppable energy. It ain't up for discussion. Did I stutter? Justice upright, truth, accountability, fairness, consequences, the insistence of no discussion and standing firm resonates with justice, knowing what's right, demanding fairness and facing consequences head on. All right. I did little summaries after each of them where I don't have any of the tracks in there. I just have the cards and why I have them in there. So I don't want to put that and reiterate on that. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to put that in there. Whoops, let me put that aside. Dying is Easy, featuring No Cap. This was a very emotional album. I mean, it had sexy, it had street, but baby, it had some emotions too. Some emotions that you was like, should I cry now or? But I'm just saying. Okay, so thinking about my dogs that I lost, all the women that walked off, get back up every time that I fall. My testimony tested my beliefs. This is the Hierophant. Upright. Theme. Spiritual lessons, wisdom through suffering. This verse is about Gates' internal spiritual journey, how trauma, betrayal, and resilience shaped his values. The Hierophant is the card of life teaching and spiritual maturity. He's grown through pain. Life, death, sex, ego. Dying is easy, but living is harder. You is easy, and she gets me harder. My top five competing, they all fighting for starters. The lovers reversed clearly. Disharmony, temptation, superficial connections. This hook blends deep existential truth with sexual braggadocio. It's a contrast between depth and distraction. Real pain versus ego driven escapism. The lover's reverse shows disconnection from true intimacy. Your love like gasoline, it burned like fire. Regret, emotional pain, loss. This line is brief but potent. It echoes a sense of emotional burn, heartbreak, and unresolved grief, a classic Five of Cups theme. Oh, yeah, five. That's a war right there. When you get to them fives, it ain't nothing but war. You are fighting. Yeah. No cap. Betrayal, paranoia, lesson. You moving similar to all these women. They bite the hand that would feed them. I was high when I said I was perfect. Seven of Swords, upright, betrayal, distress, strategic survival. This verse focuses on duplicity, snakes in the grass, and self preservation. The Seven of Swords fits perfectly. He's navigating a world where loyalty is rare and survival requires strategy. Mm, beautiful. Kevin, relationship conflict and existential despair. I'm trying to give you the world and you still ain't satisfied at all. Don't entertain suicidal thoughts, I say. He used to be suicidal. Um, I talked about that, I believe, in my last video when I did his galactic signature in depth on that. Ten of Wands upright. Emotional burden, overwhelmed, carrying too much alone. This is Gates' most vulnerable moment in the track. He's exhausted from trying, from being misunderstood, from holding it all. The Ten of Wands shows someone under intense emotional weight, not breaking, but close.
The library will be closing in 15 minutes. Public computers will shut down automatically 5 minutes before closing. If you have any materials to be checked out, please take them to the circulation desk at this time. If you need assistance finding materials, please come to the information desk.
Oh, thank you so much for the message and reminder, darling. Okay. We just went through that. Touch me there. It's my no-no square. Okay. Ten of Wands upright, emotional burden, overwhelmed, carrying too much alone. This is Gates' most vulnerable moment in the track. He's exhausted from trying, from being misunderstood, from holding it all. The Ten of Wands shows someone under intense emotional weight, not breaking, but close. Tenth Spear. That's Malkuth. Dying is easy, but living is harder. And some people don't make it, truth be told. Um, yeah, a lot. They say they're not fighting. They say it's too much. They say sign off. All right. So the last for this song for Diane is easy, is the strength, the lust card, the possession card. Because in order to uh, live at the level that he's at, he had to get through some things on the map. So overall vibe and energy, resilience through chaos and pain, mental health and emotional fatigue, survival over surrender, sex and ego used as distraction or armor, the cost of loyalty and betrayal, longing for peace despite always being at war. Ooh, let's get into one of my favorite songs on the track, Disappoint Me, featuring Hurricane Wisdom. Like I'm mad inside, I hold this together. Back against the rope, develop thick skin. Won't her friend, I can't block my blessings. Woo! Tarot card, the Hanged Man upright. Wise pause, self-reflection, enduring adversity with grace. The verse speaks to emotional fatigue, resilience, and maintaining integrity under pressure. The hanged man represents the strength to surrender and reassess rather than react, embracing spiritual patience. Emotional immunity versus disappointment. Hurt so many times I can't be hurt no more. You can only disappoint me. Four of Cups upright. Emotional detachment, apathy, emotional saturation when hurt becomes habitual through there's numbness. The Four of Cups captures disillusionment. It's not pain that wounds anymore, but unmet expectation and emotional endings. Isolation and spiritual elevation. This is the Hermit. Staying away from people for my protection, highly favored, releasing traumas, working at it. When you love yourself, you see they bet against you. Woo, honey. The Hermit upright. Inner strength, introspection, healing through solitude. The powerful moment reveals wisdom born from isolation. The Hermit perfectly captures the spiritual healing journey, recognizing betraying, healing trauma, and cultivating self-love. No surrender, no retreat. We got to stand on business. They tend to miss you when you've been official. Tarot cards, Six of Wands upright. Triumph, public recognition, overcoming adversity, even after feeling unseen. He talks a lot about not feeling valued or unseen. I don't know why he would a lot. Even in his last album, he talks a lot about these type of topics. Okay. From internal struggle and broken trust to emotional detachment and numbness into isolation and spiritual recovery, ending with triumph and earned recognition. The track journeys through emotional disillusionment into self-awareness and finally resolves in well-deserved celebration and arc of pain turned to strength. Stir the pot. Oh, we cooking, huh? This is Gates at his most unapologetically confident, a lyrical flex of dominance, authenticity, and power. From calling out fake peers to declaring himself a god in the flesh, the energy is pure, controlled chaos plus divine elevation. Masculine fire energy, divine self-realization, raw independence. Revenge versus success. No mercy for the clout chasers. Spiritual gangsterism. Baby, he's pulling that magician card like an MFer. Gonna tell me to stop. I'm really him. Y'all ain't identical. Self-mastery, claiming personal power. Gates is fully in control of his tools, words, influence, energy. The magician is the perfect archetype for someone declaring their own divinity and shaping reality through will. King of Wands upright, standing on 10, built a little different. Feel the energy. I'm the algorithm, baby. Charisma, dominance, visionary leadership. This is Gates in full alpha energy, leading with that fire, flair, and strategy. He's self-aware and ruthless, but inspiring. King of Wands says, I don't follow trends, I set them. Mm, mm, mm. Seven of Swords, reversed. Artists I didn't help before they got famous won't return the favor once they get famous. Genuinely been manipulated. Exposing betrayal and reclaiming honesty. This card calls out fake alliances and hidden agendas. Gates isn't bitter, he's wise. In reversed form, the Seven of Swords is about taking your power back from those who schemed or used you. I understand, Gates, baby. I've been there. Honey, I've been there. Maybe not at your level, but I've been there. All right, let's see. Go. King of Wands, Seven of Swords, Judgment, Ten of Pentacles, and the Emperor. King of Wands, courage, leadership, fiery determination to hold position. They didn't return the favor. Seven of Swords reverse. I understand now. Judgment, breadwinner, baker, empire builder. Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, baby. Generational wealth, stability, and the building of a lasting legacy. I don't remember anybody dropping an album like that back to back. Well,
The library will be closing in 5 minutes. Any materials to be checked out must be taken to the circulation desk at this time. If you need other assistance, please come to the information desk.
all right. It's been a long day. I had just came from appointments. I said, let me hit the library. I know they got a room over there I can sit in with some peace. Okay. I mean, he just dropped the album in March. I didn't find out. How did I find out? I'm nosy. March 2025. March, April, May, June. It happened right before my birthday, August 13th. August 13th, 2025. March, April, May, June, July, August. 6 months. We dropping whole complete albums. That's a whole nother level right there. Okay. Betrayal turned wisdom, master your craft and legacy, claimed his place as more than human, divine, untouchable, and unrepentant. Let's get into factory reset. Actually, they said I had 5 minutes. We're going to start tomorrow, which means I get to do this all over again in another sexy outfit. Yes, baby. And I've already got the outfit picked out. We'll start with track 7 and go from there. So it takes about, and I won't do a recap because I'm going to label these as parts until I'm done with the normal tarot, the Voodoo tarot, the breakdown of the tree, and then also the Gematria for the creation codes. We'll stop here for today, my loves. I'll be back with the Galactic signature later. Thank you for tuning in, and have a lovely rest of your evening. I gotta take an Uber home. I'm gonna go change my shirt. Yeah. Mwah.